Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a video on something I saw the other day and I thought it was really interesting. It's to do with Boba Fett and the Mandalorian. It's just something I saw which I think is really interesting, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I think it's just so, if they actually did this, the level of detail for the character development to show the development of Boba Fett from the original trilogy to this part of this era of Star Wars after Return of the Jedi. It's basically something they do with his helmet. It's literally just the tiniest thing to do with his armour. But I think if they actually did this purposefully, you never know, it could have been a complete accident, someone could have messed it up. But I think it was intentional, and I thought it was really cool when I saw this. It was really interesting, and I really wanted to share it with you guys. And if they actually put this level of detail into it, it just blows my mind that they do these such small things to show the smallest things, but if you understand it, it helps add to the progression of the character, and it really shows where Boba Fett has gone and his mindset and how his character has progressed during the time we haven't seen him. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it, and let's get straight into it. So I saw this the other day and it just got me thinking, and I looked into it a bit more, and I was just thinking, this is so incredible if this is actually true, and it just shows the amount of detail they put into this show, even if it is just an Easter egg, because some of the things I will be mentioning are legends now, with the colour of the armour and stuff. I still think it's so incredible. So as you will have seen, Boba Fett has these iconic stripes on the side of his helmet. It's thought that these stripes represent his Jedi kills, and this is sort of what I believe for it. I think the most likely is that these stripes are the amount of Jedi he has hunted down and killed, and this kind of links to what I'm going to be speaking about with the colours, because it's all about vengeance for his father, Jango Fett, who we all know was killed by Mace Windu, and these clearly aren't just all his kills in general, because he will have a lot more than the amount of stripes. I think there's, I don't know exactly, and I think it changes, but there's about something like 12 or something around that area, you'll be able to see for yourself, stripes. So I think it's his Jedi kills, and this is sort of what I interpret from it. So you can already see why these stripes are quite important to the backstory of Boba Fett and his motivations throughout the whole of the trilogy, the whole of the saga. But the interesting thing, and what this is about, is the colour of these stripes, and when he repaints them in The Mandalorian, how they change. So in Empire Strikes Back, the colour of these stripes are gold, and now in The Mandalorian, they've been changed to red. I don't think it's just a mistake, I don't think it's a random change, I think there is definitely a meaning behind it, and I think this is why, which is why it's so cool. So I've talked about these colours, the various meanings of the colours of the Mandalorian armour in a past video, the theory I did about the armour in the Mandalorian, so if you want to check that out you can, but I only very vaguely went over the colours, and it was just 2 of them, because they were what were relevant to that theory. But the colour of gold on Mandalorian armour means vengeance. So this makes extreme sense, obviously, because Boba's father, Jango, was killed by a Jedi. He wants vengeance, that's one of his biggest motivators, and probably one of the reasons why he ended up becoming one of the galaxy's most feared bounty hunters. But then when he repaints his armour in The Mandalorian, he changes it to red. Now this is the important part, red signifies honouring a parent, and this is why I think it can't just be a coincidence, but instead it's been done intentionally. Red honouring a parent, it's very clear he wants to honour his parent Jango, who died by Jedi, so he's turned from vengeance to honouring a parent, which in some ways could be similar, but it kind of just shows that character development, that back then he was just a bounty hunter, he wanted vengeance, he was out for vengeance, he wanted to kill all the Jedi, whereas now his feelings and motivators have maybe changed a bit, and he's gone from vengeance, which is a very strong thing, to honouring a parent, which is, again, a very different thing. It's a way about going about it, but in a different way. But I just feel like honouring a parent is a bit more wise, and vengeance, again, they're very similar things, but at the same time they're so different, and I feel like as Boba has grown older, honouring a parent just makes a bit more sense than vengeance, because he can't go throughout his whole life wanting this vengeance, whereas maybe after he fell in the Sarlacc pit and his era of being that feared bounty hunter who worked beside the Empire is now turned down a different path. But the question is, what does honouring a parent mean to Boba? It could be anything from, it could be anything from just him doing what he thinks is right, maybe that's the way he feels like he's honouring his father, or it could be like we saw at the end, becoming the kingpin of the underworld. You just really don't know. It really just shows the amount of detail and love they put into the Mandalorian, and just these little Easter eggs, or these little details to show the character development in this time we haven't seen people like Boba. I just think it really adds another level to the show and just shows why it's so incredible. But that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment down below and let me know what you think these colour changes are for, whether you think they were intentional or just mere coincidences. I'd really love to hear your guys' ideas. Make sure to like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Show me the one whose safety deems such destruction.